Moby, and one of the songs on my new record is My Only Love, which is a cover song from the band Roxy Music with Brian Ferry. It might be interesting to see how a song comes together, because I'm just one little guy and I make records here in my studio by myself. So with this particular song, it started with acoustic piano. In fact, I started playing the acoustic piano line before I even knew it was going to be the Roxy Music cover. So I recorded the acoustic piano line to a click track at 125 beats per minute, not really knowing what I was going to do with it. And then I added some program drums, just like a simple kick drum. And then I decided to record live drums because I really love electronic drums, but I also love electronic drums when they have sort of a live element as well. And I'm not a great drum recording engineer. In fact, on a lot of my records, the way I've recorded the live drums is just two microphones sort of in the room on top of the drums, room mics or overheads. And that way I don't get like what would be considered technically a great drum sound, but it gives that live element. So far with this song, still not knowing it was going to be My Only Love, I had the piano line and kick drum and a little bit of program drums, and then live drums to give it some sort of organic movement and energy. And then I decided to add new wave live bass. And for me, what new wave live bass means, it's very much inspired by Peter Hook from Joy Division and New Order, is basically using the bass sort of like a distorted live lead instrument. So I recorded two aspects of it. There's the low live bass and the high live bass. And the low live bass anchors it a little bit more. And then the high live bass is a little bit more of a lead element. Both are distorted and run through flanger a la Peter Hook from Joy Division and New Order. After that, I decided this was actually like a nice piece of music and maybe I should turn it into an actual song. So originally I tried writing my own vocals to it and they weren't great. And then I was listening to a Roxy Music playlist and I heard My Only Love and I thought to myself, this isn't too dissimilar from that song that I was working on. So I came home and I added my own vocals, which we're not going to include in this how-to tutorial. But I added my scratch vocals, realized they were not very good, and then I got my friend Mindy to sing the lead vocals. I would love to show you Mindy singing the lead vocals, or for her to walk into my studio and say, hello, the problem is we're under quarantine. So instead, here's a picture of Mindy, and of course you get to hear her beautiful voice.
My only love, my only love, my only love, my only love.
So at this point, I have drums, bass, live piano, and Mindy's vocals. And so then I wanted to give it a sense of grandeur. So I added a whole bunch of strings and synths. And what I like to do is record, like take almost like the same MIDI part and repeat it multiple times over different synthesizers and different string libraries. So you get this, it's an orchestra. It's, a whole bunch of different instruments playing roughly the same part. So I recorded these, big, hopefully epic sounding strings. One of my favorite instruments that I've had, actually I think it was one of the first synthesizers I ever got, is a Korg Micro Preset, and it's an analog synth, and I just love it, and I use it constantly. So I added some Korg analog synth parts on top of everything. It's got a very vocal sound, so I didn't want it to compete with Mindy's vocals, but you can hear it sort of interwoven throughout the track. And then one of the last elements I added, because I feel like I am an electronic music cliche who grew up listening to Kraftwerk and Afrika Bambaataa and other music that used a vocoder. So I added a vocoder part where basically you sing into a microphone and it goes through filters and oscillators in a keyboard, an analog keyboard, and what you play on the keyboard is what comes out as the vocoder part. So that's how I made this song, My Only Love. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the song.